Hey guys, it's Michelle, and I was going to do this video really quickly because we need to talk about one of the most important components to your fitness, and that's your shoes. And I know I did a little walkthrough through my closet a couple of months ago where I showed you all of my shoes and everything, but today I want to actually talk about your shoes specifically. So we're going to do a couple of things, then I have a quick review for you over a new shoe that's on the market. So one thing that I want you to be very aware of is your shoes are built for a specific purpose. Okay, I know for a lot of us, we're like, oh, those shoes look cool. I mean, you know, please, I buy shoes because they look cool. But I also know that my shoes serve a specific purpose. And this is very, very important to know if you don't want your shoes to wear out before their time. And basically what I'm going to tell you right now is the kind of golden rule of athletic shoes. Don't use a shoe for other than its intended purpose. This is because you have engineers that actually make these shoes. I mean, you've got engineers and designers working together because the designers come in and make it all cool, but the engineers actually do a lot with the soles of the shoes, the fit of the shoe. These are people that know what they're doing, okay? It's not like when I go and go, oh, you know, a shoe would be cool. These are people that know what they're doing, and they do a lot of tests on them. And so when you go and buy a running shoe because it looks cool and you wear it to Zumba every day, that's not good for the shoe, and it's not good for your feet or your shins or your ankles or your calves or your knees or your hips, and it just works its way up the kinetic chain. So bear in mind, if you are doing a specific style of training, like if you're running, you need to get runners. If you're walking, you need to get walkers. If you're doing any kind of gym training, you need to get cross trainers. If you're cycling, if you're in a cycling class, a spin class, you can get the cycling shoes. They aren't as readily available as they once were. Back when I started teaching spinning about 6 years ago, they were, I mean, it was, everybody had them, the ones that clip in. You just need a hard-soled shoe for spinning because that supports the foot in the motion. You need cross trainers because of their grip on the floor, the way that they work to stabilize the foot. And then you need to make sure that if you're doing high-impact training such as plyometrics, rebounding, sports-specific training, your kickboxing falls in that because it's a lot of high intensity movements, your HIIT training, all of that. That needs to be a shoe that will absorb a lot of the impact. I favor the Nike Shox for that because they absorb the impact when I hit the floor, and they also come up a little higher. They're not as low profile as most of my shoes, and so they support my ankle because my ankles tend to be a little wobbly. So that is that. One of my pet peeves is when I see people in street clothes that they obviously like don't have any plans on working out. They've never worked out a day in their life, but they've got like $250 shoes on their feet. So just, you know, be careful about that kind of stuff because you'll wear them out, and it ultimately, if you're walking around in worn out shoes, it's going to wear down your joints. I mean, that's how important the shoes are. So just be aware of that. As far as replacing your shoes, for me personally, I have a lot of different pairs of cross trainers, but that's because, you know, I teach and I use them when I teach, I use them when I train, I use them in my own workouts and all of that. So I have about 10 different pairs that I just rotate through. Generally, I tell most of my clients you need maybe 2 good pairs of cross trainers. 2 good pairs of cross trainers, if you're working out 3 to 5 times a week in a cross training environment, then you should be able to keep both of those pairs for 8 to 12 months. So I tell people you can even buy them, you know, 4 to 6 months apart. I have a shoe budget. I put money aside so that I know, you know, when I'm going to get shoes, and then I trade them out that way. Because the worst thing is to buy them all at once, and then in 6 months you got to buy a whole bunch of new shoes again. Your runners, that really depends on how many miles you're putting on them. So if you're a light runner, which a light runner would be somebody who runs maybe 3 to 4 times a week, maybe only a mile or 2 each time, your running shoes are going to last you about 8 or 9 months. If you're a moderate runner, meaning that you're getting an average of 15 miles a week, then your running shoes are going to need to be replaced within 4 to 6 months. And if you're an avid runner where you are logging 25 plus miles a week, then you're going to need to replace your runners every 3 to 4 months. And that is where it comes in handy to have a couple of pair so that you switch out. It also helps to know, you know, if you pronate, if you overpronate, if you supinate, all that, so that you know what's going on with your shoes. So I just bought a new pair of runners, and I totally bought them based off of an online commercial because that's how I roll. But I did go and I always try them on, and I always try to, you know, make sure that I try my shoe on. That's another point. You know, if you know the shoe and you know it fits, you can buy another shoe of that exact same kind online, and it's usually cheaper. But here's the deal, even if it's the same manufacturer, the shoe could fit different. So always be prepared to go half a size up or down depending on the shoe itself. So from that, I have a really brief review for you, and that is on my new runners. Oh, I love these shoes. I love them. They're so cool. And these are, they've got bugs all over them too. Don't worry, they're dead bugs, okay? That's what I run through, because I run at like about 4:30 in the morning. I take off running, and yeah, I'm spazzing out because there's spider webs everywhere and all, but it's all good. It's great. These are the new Nike Free 3.0, and I mean, they're brand new. They just hit the market this month. So if you have a 2.0 on the Nike Free, you know, and they haven't, like, you know, gone completely bonky or anything, you don't have to run out and buy the 3.0. But I will tell you, these are better. I wasn't expecting that. I kind of thought, whatever. The outsole, this part here, that's not the sole, okay? This part here actually fits much more snug. It's almost like a sock, like putting on a sock. And then what you'll notice if you are an avid runner is the dirt on my shoe, is the little lines in the forefront, okay? So you see how that shoe can do that? Now here's the thing, if you're an overpronator, this is not good for you, okay? Because it's gonna cause that to happen more. I'm not, I'm a supinator. These are awesome for me because it allows my foot to actually flatten out a little more. This shoe allows for an incredibly comfortable run. They're very cushioned. It feels like you're running on, you know, like memory foam. I mean, it's just awesome. My knee, my left knee, which I tend to have trouble with, it tends to pull to the left a lot when I run. It didn't pull at all. And that, you know, you have to know about your kinetic chain to know what all's going on. Your footwear makes a huge difference in your fitness, and just not necessarily if you can, you know, do things better, but in the pain or lack thereof. These are seriously like running on cushion, and they allow for the foot to grip a little more to the ground. They allow for a midfoot strike. Very important when you're running. So, and I tend to, if I don't have that kind of thing going on with my shoe, then I'll tend to be a toe runner if I'm really struggling. If I'm struggling to get my stride out, I tend to be a heel runner. Also not good for your joints. So you want to strike somewhere in here. So that's that. These are awesome. Totally worth it. They're about $100, and they are worth it so much so that this summer my daughter's going to be running with me, and I'm going to get her some because she can wear a lady's little bitty shoe. So I'm really excited about these. If you are not an overpronator, get these because they rock. Okay, and guys, I'm sorry, I don't think they have like this hot coral pink color for you, but I know they have other awesome colors. So anyways, go out. This is your excuse. If your running shoes are more than 6 months old, good Lord, leave work early, go get some more. Gosh, okay, that's your excuse. Go get some shoes. Start you a shoe budget. You never want to go into debt over shoes, but you do want to have the right ones for your feet and your activity. Have a healthy day.